Hey y'all, it's Nurse Key, and we are back with a Nurse Key podcast. This is episode 33. Episode 33, and I'm so excited because, like always, I have a very special guest, and we're going to get so much into it, Mr. That's Major himself.
Hey.
So I will let him, before I get into my whole spiel, you know, my very redundant speech, I'm going to let him introduce who he, nope. I'm going to just get into it so then I can give him the floor and he can do his thing. I am Nurse Key. I am a mother. I almost said a wife. Potential wife.
Speak it into fruition.
About this prior Anyway, I'm a mother, a nurse, an author, a motivator, everything but a hater and a whore. And I'm so listen, episode 33, this is big for me. Whilst I'm gonna kick this table over, I probably should take my feet off. Anyway, sponsored by the best wine in the city, Lamont Avenue. Y'all know how I feel about Lamont Avenue. And yeah, if you're new here, this is relationship based. We're going to get all the way into it. If you're not new here, thank you for your constant support. You have a special place in my heart. So without further ado, like I said, I am here with my guy, Mr. That's Major himself. Please forgive me, y'all. Look, the wine is kicking in. I have to take my foot off the table. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm on Nurse Key podcast.
Don't do that.
Don't
do that. I'm trying to make my way to That's Major.
I'm having a hell of a day.
Please, y'all, check out That's Major. Subscribe to it. It is the hottest thing, in my opinion.
Thank you.
In the city. Ain't nobody doing it like him. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How you feel? Tell the people who you are, what you do, how long you been doing it,
okay.
Why people can't. You know, why it's you. Don't. It's the floor. This is your thing.
So, yeah, no, my name's Corinne Swoop. I got a show called That's Major, so it's highlighting, you know, people in businesses that are doing major things within the culture. You know, it's more of a TV show base. It's not a podcast. So we blow down on whoever that individual it is. We come into you, trying to step into your life, see what you doing, see what you got going on. Check out the YouTube channel, Major 7 Production. Make sure you subscribe. I'm sure you'll like the content. You know,
it's fire. A1, top tier, all the words that we use now. It's everything.
Yeah. Nurse Key
quality
is actually made a cameo appearance on episode 5, Herbal City, and then we got some other stuff coming for her on the way. So we can't give you everything right now, but yeah, that's where it's at. So make sure you check it out and subscribe.
So I recently just met Corinne, okay? And since then, we've been locked in. So
for sure.
First of all, I want to congratulate you on your new bundle of joy.
Thank you.
Listen, babies into everybody's having babies, and here's me. This font is wrong, and what am I supposed to be doing? But no, shout out to you, and shout out to Ash, and congratulations. And yeah, so... I hope y'all ready. This episode is going to be kind of different than my usual episodes. First of all, Corinne, I don't know if you heard. I don't think he did. Y'all don't say this a lot, but they think that I just don't like men. Think I hate y'all. I don't hate y'all. See, what I think is that the men who think that about me, they don't like to be held accountable. But this is not that.
Okay.
This is to me, you know, love is just a super big thing. It is the key to everything, the medicine to everything. So this episode, I decided to highlight love. And, you know, we gonna get into what a good man is, because these ain't shit niggas. We tired of them. So we not doing that today. So like I said, this is episode 33. If you haven't had a chance to catch up or dive into it at all, I hope that if you came with nothing, you leave with something. And I done turned it. We done got turned up. So this is my first episode that I'm introducing my hot seat cards. And we gonna get into it. Nobody knows what's on the other side of these cards but Nurse Key. So I don't give people, a lot of people be like, do you know what you gonna talk about? Yeah, for a little bit, but for the most part, I like to keep it really authentic. So without holding y'all up, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Are you ready?
I'm the first one with some hot seat cards.
Yes, he is.
Let's see
I'm
what it's
so
about.
excited about this. I can't wait till I bring a nigga on here who don't got no sense. So I'm gonna eat him up and spam out. Anyway, so first of all, before I get into my interview, I want you to give me, or us, my whole audience, a backstory to the love story.
Okay.
How did you meet your wife? How did it go? How did you feel? Like, just short, just brief. We don't gotta make it long.
Short, brief.
Keep it short and brief.
All right, I'm gonna try to keep it short and brief. So I've been with her for about 9.5 years.
What?
Yep, it'll be 10 years in September. So
I'm trying to be with somebody for 10 minutes. My God.
we only been married for a year and some change now though, but yeah, we've been together for that long. So basically, I was moving back from Atlanta, Georgia. I was
Are you
down
from
there.
Atlanta?
No, I'm from
Okay.
here. So I had moved down there for about 3 years, and then I just called myself just coming back, just for the summer or whatever, help my mom out with her grandma. My lease was up, so I'm like, I'll just go back down there. I was trying to pursue a career in like film, behind the scenes kind of stuff, and it was at a stale point, so I just came back real quick. So came back, me and my brother, we went out to the Sunny Spot. You hip to the Sunny Spot?
Oh, what? The Sunny Spot was my spot.
That's how long
Sunny
ago.
Spot and it was
Yeah.
Privé. Sunny Spot
Yeah,
Privé.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, rest in peace to the Sunny Spot. If you was at the Sunny Spot, then you know.
Yeah, it was, and this was in its prime too, so it was
Okay.
going, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, me and
I
my brother.
was there. If you was there, you was there. If you know, you know.
Yeah, me and my brother, we was going to the Sunny Spot. We just out. I'm single, he's single. We doing our thing, and yeah, we was about to leave, and then her and her sister walked in, and then my brother like, oh, come on, let's go. We about to go to this next spot or whatever. So and I'm like, nah, I gotta talk to little Pocahontas that just walked in real quick. He like, who, where? So he didn't see her or nothing. So we like walked through the crowd. It was that packed. Like you had to
I know. Arm to arm.
Had to walk through the crowd. Got to the front. Then I didn't see her. And then she had ended up walking through the crowd too. So then she ended up walking right by me. And she got like these really big, pretty eyes or whatever. And she was just like staring at me right in my eyes, right? So I'm staring at her right back.
Hey, y'all, I'm not joking. That sound like, y'all remember on Don't Be a Menace when he was telling the story to his dad about how he lost his virginity. And
He was capping though.
no, he was capping.
He was capping.
Okay, so she was looking at you was looking at her.
Yep. So then I'm like, what's your name? And then she like, Ashley. So then I'm like, all right, look, I gotta go. I'm about to go close out my tab. I'm about to catch up with you because they was moving. They was going toward the bar. Her and her sister. I'm like, I'm gonna catch up with you over there. And she like, all right. And then I ended up going over there, close out my tab. Her and her sister's talking to some other niggas or whatever. So then I like,
They ain't make it. They ain't make the cut.
So I walked up. I'm like, yeah, look, my brother trying to rush me out of here. But I wanna get up with you, like possibly go out on a date or whatever. Like, can I get your number or whatever? And then she was like, you don't even remember my name or whatever. And I remember she had like this raspy voice. It don't go with how she looked, But I liked it. I thought it was sexy. I'm like, no, I remember your number. I'm like, it's Ashley. She like, oh, okay, all right. Well, you can take my number down. So then I took her number down, and then that's how we met. I don't know if you want me to keep going.
Well, my father, I did an episode with my dad, but just all throughout my life, he always told me like, a man know, like when he see you, like he know, kind of like early on what he want from you and what he don't want from you. So, like, when did you know she was the one?
So,
like, I know y'all been together for 10 years. So,
right.
like, at what point in y'all relationship did you say like, nah, she the one?
So that took a little. I mean, I knew it could. I knew I looked at her in that way at first, but you never really know until you get to know somebody for real. So she was still in school at the time. She was going to Akron University.
Okay.
So I was here again, I had just moved back from my apartment, so I was in the basement, staying with my mom in the basement, and so I would go out there to her
To her
apartment,
dorm.
yeah, to her apartment she had out there, and I was courting her. Like we went on dates.
I want y'all to pay attention to the language, okay? Pay attention to the language. He was courting her.
Yeah.
Okay?
I let her know, like, what day can we do this?
He went to Akron, y'all. This baby was in college. He went to Akron.
Yeah, I kept going to Akron.
Kept going. Consistency.
Yeah, I did. I kept going to Akron. So I think it was like on a Thursday. I'm like, what you doing? Like, which day during the week are you free? And she ended up telling me, like, that she thought I was being kind of aggressive or whatever, because she like, most dudes don't be assertive like that and really be like serious about what they're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know no restaurants out there, like, so if you know a nice one, we could go there and then maybe hit up a hookah lounge, something like that afterwards. So she like, yeah, I know a nice one. So yeah, I went, picked her up, and she was acting shy. But we had a real nice first date and everything. And then, yeah, from there, I kind of just was going out there. We was kicking it. But I wasn't.
Well, Akron is a fun time, though.
Yeah, we'd be just chilling out, hanging out. And then, she'd come home. Then we'd go certain places, all that kind of thing. So that went on for like a while before it was like, all right, she the one or whatever.
Yeah. Listen, y'all didn't hear the language, cause I be looking at my stats and I be having like, it be men on there too. Like sometimes they be trying to like act like they don't be watching my shit, and I know they do, but it be men on there too. So make sure y'all take heed. This is the episode, so this okay.
All right now.
So in your opinion, what's the difference between a man who wants a wife and a man who wants to be a husband?
A man who wants a wife.
Who just wants a wife, and a man who wants to be a husband.
To me, that language sounds like a man, if they want a wife, but they don't, it's not like they don't want to be a husband. Okay, so they want a wife. They want somebody who's going to hold them down, hold the house down. If you got kids, hold all of that down, be there for support, everything a wife's supposed to do. They want that, but they probably are not all the way ready to commit or whatever other responsibilities that y'all would think a husband is supposed to do. And that's something I want to get to later.
Please do.
Like, because this notion of a husband and wife, to me and her, it sounds like boring, right?
Yeah.
Some people it don't.
Very like.
It sounds very traditional.
Very traditional.
Boring. Even though I grew up as Christian and all of that kind of stuff. I believe in it, right? But we didn't want to make our relationship be so like, okay, now you're a husband.
Stoic. Like, you're my husband.
You're a wife. This is what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. So historical, and like, you got to kind of create your own relationship and make it what you want it to be, because at the end of the day, it's just you and that person. And don't worry about what nobody else think
100%.
about how something's supposed to be going.
100%. I think marriage, first of all, I've never had a good representation of marriage. Y'all know me. I will give y'all my whole life. I've never had, everybody in my family has been married. My grandparents, my mother, my father's been married, like my brothers, my sisters. Like, I've had marriages, like, in all throughout my family. And I've never seen, like, a real good representation of it. Like, my grandparents are still married to this day. They've been married since my mother is, I'm 30, my mother's 53. They've been married since before my mother was born. So they've been married for almost 55 years, but they were separated after 2.
Okay.
So it's like,
so they've been married that long and separated?
They were 100% together for 2 years. And after the 2, my grandmother, my mother's from Inglewood, so she was born in Inglewood. My grandfather's from California, and he flew my grandmother out. Don't get it twisted, okay? Flew her out, and my grandmother is real, like, she don't tolerate nothing. So after 2 years, she was like, no, I'm going back to Cleveland. And she didn't spin a block like at all. She was done with that nigga. I don't know what he did. We never got into it, but after 2 years, they were separated.
Why not the divorce though? Like, why not the
Because,
whole
you know,
follow through?
my grandma, she said she ain't no fool. He worked for Ford. She got his kids. Like, I'm not lying. My granddaddy had a heart surgery like not too long ago, probably like a couple years ago, and she threw her weight around. She been with this man in 40 plus years and went in that hospital and was making decisions and choices. But I guess back then, you know, you abide to a certain type of code, and she was just like, I ain't divorcing a nigga. We gonna be separated up until that pension kick in, up until all of that.
So
kick
it was
in.
gonna be on him if he wanted to.
100%, and I feel like she would have said no. Like, no. Nope, you ain't, no. So, but you know what? Because I asked him this, I sat down with both of them and I asked them, like, what's the point? Like, why y'all didn't both get a divorce? They both agreed, like, no, I married her. This is my wife. Like, I never had another wife after her. This was the one I wanted to be my wife. That's it for me. It's fine. We get better along this way. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I was saying that to say I've never had a good representation of marriage. So I don't even know what a good marriage looks like. And everybody in my family who get married and then they get divorced, or they get married and they get separated, they tell me, like, don't get married. So, like, how do you feel about, like, marriage as a whole? Like, not just about your marriage, but just marriage in general. Like, considering our generation and just things like that. Because I know a lot of people be like, oh, marriage is a con. Like, people have such stigmas about marriage. Me personally, for what it's worth, on the record, on air, I believe in marriage. I know that I'll be a wife. My son will. I want a big wedding. Like, I want the whole nine. My daddy gonna give me away. My husband has to ask my daddy. I want the whole.
I hear you.
But that's,
you should,
about that though. That's the only tradition I want about it. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, you're a wife. You got the gender roles. I don't want to. So how do you feel about? Like I said, not just about your marriage, but just the idea of marriage. Like, do people ask you about, like, bro, should I get married? Like, bro, should I?
No, all the time. Like, people say that, but that's how I do know that it's a lot of good dudes that's out here too, because they'll come up to me like, man, you got something good going on, like, I want that, I want this. So as far as marriage, so yeah, I saw a great marriage. I saw my dad and my mom, and the key thing that I saw with them is that they genuinely just like to be around each other.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, my dad wanted my mom around all the time. And they were friends. They had a great foundation. They had a great friendship. You know what I mean? And they could work together. They like to go out together. They like to go out together. They like to go out of town together, you know? So I did see that. And that's honestly the only reason why I could even get married to Ashley, for real. Because it wasn't like I was looking for her. That just kind of happened, you know? But that's when I kind of knew she was the one. As I started getting to know her, we have a lot of similarities, and we got a lot of things that's different too. That I had to grow with, and she had to grow. Like, you got to grow within the relationship. But me and her kick it, man. We friends.
Oh, I know.
That's my girl.
Like, invite me for a fun time. Y'all just, and y'all look like y'all have fun together. Like,
like. So that foundation is strong, because the looks and all that, I ain't going to say you going to get over, because I still think she's sexy, of course.
She's beautiful.
But it's like, it got to be more than that.
100%.
It got to be more than that. So if, like, you got a genuine respect for each other and you really like to be with each other, I think that could work. Of course, you're going to go through some shit, though. I ain't about to be the dude up here acting like everything is just, you know, everything is always just so... Yeah, the perfect guy, the perfect girl. 100%. Hell no. Like, you got to work at it, and you got to outweigh your pros and cons when those kind of things come up. But overall, I wouldn't want to do or experience nothing without her, for real. You know what I mean?
And it's so crazy you said that, because one of the things I wanted to ask you, like, when it comes to conflict, how do y'all handle it? Like, how do y'all handle it within, so number one, within the marriage, and then I'll go to another route. So how do y'all handle it now that y'all are married?
It's gotten a lot better now that we're, and like, it's not even because we're married. I don't think. I just think it's just, you grow and you learn. It took me a lot of, so all right, so I got 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters, right? But I'm my mother's only child. So in a sense, I was kind of raised in a way, kind of like an only child a little bit. Like one of my older brothers, he lived there, but he's like 8, almost 9 years older than me. So I have a lot of ways that I just want to myself. She grew up, however, in the house with her sisters, and they were real tight knit. Like I was tight knit with my parents, but I could do my own thing. She liked to be around, like she wants to. So we had just growing with learning each other and how each other wants to kind of be loved for real,
100%.
and what the other person needs. Like me, I need some space sometimes, and that don't mean
That's
that
me. I do not like to be smothered for real. Like
Yeah.
if I feel some type of way about something, I'm not saying I want you to like shut me out or just act like you don't care, but I need to breathe real quick. Like let me breathe through this, and then we can come back together. That's me.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
I always was telling her like it's not nothing personal. This is really like something I need so I could be my best self. Like I need that little space, and she needed me to be a little more
Involved, like a little more present,
emotionally touchy feely, like more of that. She
more
needed
there,
from me.
more present.
yeah. So we had to get through that kind of thing. And then we had just, she was younger than me too. She had to get through her stuff. She was kind of spoiled. And
You're my girl.
she's kind of spoiled acting, and we'd get into it, and we'd be going out, and you get to drinking, that make it even worse, and then we just arguing. But I've learned a lot more patience throughout the years, and she has too.
The language, I keep telling you all the language.
Yeah, a lot more patience, and like we in the best place we ever been in. Like right now, it's crazy, especially when she just recently got pregnant. It's like it ain't nothing that could really make me get in no argument or nothing with her right now. It's like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but we've been very connected.
So happy wife, happy life is a thing
I guess, now. yeah, for sure. I don't even be needing, like I told you, I be needing that space and stuff. I haven't even been needing that lately. Like it's just we've been just all up on each other for real.
That's good.
It's been real nice.
Y'all, they gonna make me go get married and go have another baby. No, but seriously though, like aside from having bad experiences, I guess for me, I never was deterred away from wanting that life. Like, yeah, I've never had this thought where I'm like, oh, I don't want this life. I just don't want all the extra shit. Like, if I want a husband, I tell my friends no. Like, listen, don't let him, let him include y'all on picking my ring, y'all. And for real, I don't want no big surprise because I'm a control freak. I'm a Virgo. I hate surprises. Like, I'm not that person. But yes, I think and like you said, it's easy for people to look at y'all and paint this picture knowing that y'all have real shit going on. Like, and I will say, like, I am one, like, when I think of like a really nice relationship, and this is like just now meeting y'all on her birthday, I'm like, they have a beautiful relationship. Like, they are just, first of all, they beautiful together. Like, they look good together.
Thank you.
And then just to see them in the same environment, like, I'm used to seeing, like, you see a guy and a woman out and they together. One of the two have this weird energy, like oh, you were talking to that, and it's not like that. Like, they, first of all, super friendly people, just super nice, super welcoming. Like, I'm telling you, the first time I met them, what you drinking? You still drinking some more? What you drinking? You still drinking? You want to drink? Like, it just felt like home. So I know it felt like home to me. They feel like home to each other. So that's.
No, but that's our thing. That's what we're similar at. Like I told you, our similarities, we both feel like that. Like, if we going through anything, like if we had our wedding, or if we're having a birthday, or anything that's supposed to be like ours, or it's like you supposed to be the highlight. No, it's like we doing this. You know what I mean?
I felt like it was her birthday, and I'm like, I feel like it's my birthday.
Yeah, like our wedding, all our friends and family was there. It's like, no, this is our wedding. Like, we all doing this.
I'm telling y'all, we've been like, I can't wait to go. It was his birthday last week. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go hang out with them. Like, it's just, they are really just good energy, and I think that's important to have in any relationship, whether it's a relationship or a marriage or whatever. Like, both people have to have a certain amount of just good energy to just bring to each other. Like, because to have negative energy, like a ball, and you have this person, is a ball of negative energy. Not only is they going to be that to you, but they're going to be that to everybody that's involved, like the people that's close to y'all. When you think about it, expanding your life, like y'all getting ready to have a baby, they gonna be that that negative parent. Like no, like
Yeah, you want to be on the same wavelength.
Yeah, you 100% in order for it to work. So, describe your journey to me when it comes to becoming. When it comes to having to become somebody that is so misrepresented in our generation, which is a good man, a good husband, and now you're getting ready to be a dad. So, what was the journey like leading up to filling those shoes? Like, cause I don't know who you was before you got married, right? I don't know who you was when you was younger. I know who you was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But your personal journey, like, was it rough? Was it? Did it come natural? Did you have some struggles? Like, what did you experience?
In terms of like what becoming like
just
a
becoming
good guy
becoming a man who could upstand that, like, cause you know, like right now. Men are, and I believe this, they're just misrepresented. Like, you have so many men who aren't shit to the point where it's overpowering the fact that real men still exist, which is the title of my episode. Real men still exist. So I don't want to, because a lot of times people think that I focus so much on the ain't shit man, and I don't give enough credit to the men who are actually real stand-up men. But this is just my personal experience. You know, I'm not saying that the men that I've experienced were bad people. They just had moments where they weren't the best person to me. So in your experience, not saying that you're perfect, right? We know that nobody's perfect, but what was that journey like for you becoming a husband? You know what I'm saying? Like, getting ready to be that person, not even just for her, but for you. Like, what was that journey like?
For me, it was more so just kind of knowing, like I said, once I was with her and being with her, I kind of knew. But before that, I was a good dude to, like, I had one other girlfriend, like, that was considered a girl. I had girls that were, we had relationships, but it wasn't considered like a title on it. But it's good to my high school girlfriend. I knew I had it in me, but I was selfish. Like, I just wanted.
Well, you grew up only child, so I guess no, but that's to be expected. It's just some things that a lot of things are self. Like, you think about,
I wanted to, I had my goals that I wanted to do, and that's all I was going to focus on at that time. But of course, that don't mean I'm about to not mess with
100%.
with no girls, right? So I would date girls, but I would be honest though. Not saying that this made it better, but I would be honest. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now.
That's important to do.
I'm not looking for this. We can kick it. We can do this or that, but I'm not looking for no relationship. And then the girls, if they bite on that, I felt like that's not on me at that point, right? That's on them. If they still want to deal with me, I'm telling you, I don't want to do this, right?
The language.
So, you start dealing with each other, and then they think they can change your mind, right?
Talk about it.
They think they can change your mind, and then it's like, hey, I told you.
Yeah, from the jump.
Like, this is not what I'm doing. Like, either I was in school at the time, or I'm in Atlanta, I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. But I did treat them good, though, too. So I could see where they could think like, man, why can't we be in a relationship? Because I'm not a...
Or how can you say this, but you acting like this? Or
I could see where that could have been confusing, because I'll go on dates. I'll do all that stuff because I like to go out.
But you just didn't want in general. The relationship, like the we're together. Like,
the responsibility.
Okay, ooh.
Because once you put that title on it, now that you have a responsibility.
100%.
You do.
100%.
I didn't want that, and that's the selfish part. So that's what I was doing, basically. I had girls that were friends and some of them I had feelings for, you know what I mean? But it just, I wasn't there yet. And I think dudes really need to mentally be there to actually pull the trigger.
I didn't say it. He did. No.
They do.
I think that I probably feel like out of the many problems that I have with the man today, that's one of them, because it's like let's talk about this. A lot of people don't understand what type of woman they dealing with. It's so many women that's willing to deal with so much, and you don't even know because you're not giving her the opportunity to do so. So, and when I say that, I mean just be honest from the jump, right? If you're not looking for a commitment, you give her the choice to choose whether or not she wants to deal with the man who is telling you, I don't want to commit to you, versus not telling her. And you going on dates, right? You're texting her all day, calling her. At this point, y'all probably fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much that's going into it, and it's looking like a relationship, and then you shitting her out because she's feeling like it's a relationship. But also, women need to be more open to getting people to be clear about what's going on. Like, we go into a situation and think because, oh, he took me on a date and I met his mama, or we together. No, he just took you on a date and you met his mama. Like, y'all not together. Like,
well, I wouldn't let him meet my mom, though.
But see, a lot of people don't see. You're different. We already figured it out that you're different. Like, but I'm serious. Don't act like you don't know people that do this stuff. I could get where
girls could get confused by that, though.
100%.
And, you know, I'm saying one thing out my mouth.
And doing something else.
And I'm still, because we still having fun. We still cool. We still have great conversation. We still doing whatever. But I'm still, at the end of the day, I don't want to be in a relationship.
It's not cool to make an assumption. Like, it's not cool to just assume that because this man, right, is doing all these nice things, he's being decent, that's your man. Like, I think it's important for people to just be very vocal and be very, communication is everything to me. Be clear about what it is and what it's not. You know, a lot of people will skip out on that. They be like, oh, well, we don't gotta call it nothing right now. We don't gotta put it. No, titles matter. I don't care what nobody say. It matters because then I get to determine how I want to move. Because if I'm not your girlfriend, right? If I'm not your person, you don't even see me like this. I'm not gonna react a certain type of way. I'm not gonna act. I'm not gonna handle you a certain. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's just rough. Like, but I think that people do that on both ends. Like, women will be like, "Oh, I'm not ready. You know, I'm going through a heartbreak. I'm not ready." But you still expect this man to court you, dog. You expect him to show you some sort of attention. You upset that he didn't text you right back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what do you really want? Like, if you don't want nothing, then say you don't want nothing. Then stop.
If a dude tell you that
he don't want anything,
that he don't.
But he
not looking for a relationship
and proceeds
to do all of that, right? But he tells you that, believe him. And you might want to, if that's not what you really want, and you know that's not what you want,
lead him.
Don't fuck with him. Don't do it because you're gonna be the one who feels, you know, like he did you wrong in the long run. He's gonna feel like, no, I did not told her what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do.
Stayed.
Yeah.
I be telling, listen,
and then he got everything, you know, he still got what he wanted out of the situation. Yeah. He still got your time, your attention,
all of that.
If y'all sleeping with each other, whatever, all of that.
He got everything. And guess what you didn't get? A boyfriend. He didn't want to be a boyfriend.
Now, some girls, they cool with that too, though. They are at first. Let me say that. As they keep going, they might end up wanting to change. It's inevitable
for you to catch feelings for somebody that you're doing all that stuff with. I think that people ignore the reality of that. If I'm spending so much time with a man, right? I mean, we're doing everything together, dates, everything that I want outside of wanting this commitment. Eventually, something's gonna brew up, and then what? And then what? And then what? Yeah. Okay, and then when that man don't marry you, now you sitting around mad with your lip on the floor, and he told you that's. People don't like to accept what people, like you said, a lot of women think they can change. We can't.
And what I like, you know what I like so much about your show is that you actually dive into, like you had your dad on the show, you had your mom, but you dive into, in your poetry too, you dive into how a guy was brought up. You know what I mean? And you go to their background and all those kind of things. And that really does make you up. And I personally think that those kind of questions should be asked sooner than later.
100%.
You know what I mean? Not in a creepy way, though. Because that, you know, that could come off aggressive and a dude be like, damn, you asking me about this?
But I would much rather talk about that than to keep sitting here asking you other shit. What's your favorite Starburst? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? I don't care about that. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I don't care about that. Because if you're somebody that I'm interested in, like let's say we are messing around for like 3 months, 4 months. Now I'm thinking about probably being with you. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm seeing certain things or certain patterns and I'm seeing you react to this a certain type of way, or this is how you communicate to me when this happens, that's not sudden, right? I
Yeah.
want to know I need to know deeper, because you're somebody that I'm planning on being with.
Yeah.
And these are things that I want to know to see if I want to deal with this type. Maybe it's too heavy for me to deal with. Maybe it's not.
Hey, I know I do. Even with if it was one of those situations where I don't think I want to be in a relationship, I still ask them questions.
It's
like,
important to know.
You know,
Because what do you really know about the person that you with?
You know, did you grow up with your dad? Did you grow up with your mom? And not saying there's no judgment, but it gives me an idea of where
where you're at.
Your mindset
100%.
could be. And then
100%.
based off of what, they tell me, then I ask those kind of questions. Well, what do you think about this? What do you think about marriage, or you want kids eventually, or like, would you have a kid right now if you got pregnant? You know what I'm saying? Would you just have one, or do you want it to be like y'all in a
certain
relationship?
type of way? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you ask these questions to protect yourself along the way. You know what I mean?
My grandma used to say, and this is crazy because she was more so talking about physically. But when I got older, I knew what she meant. First of all, you have to really watch out who you make super permanent decisions with. Like my grandma used to say, watch out who you mate with. Your babies will come out looking like gorillas. That's horrible to say, right? That's awful to say. But on a long spectrum, really, a lot of people do not know who they laying next to. Like they don't, because they don't take the time to explore those. First of all, it's hard to have hard conversations, right? You can have an easy conversation, but when it comes to why do you not know how to be vulnerable with me? Like, who made you not feel safe enough to express your emotions to where you're emotionally unavailable to somebody that you claim you love? Like, what's up? Like, I need a lot of people, they don't even have people asking them that type of shit, so they don't know how to answer it. But me personally, listen, I it's hard for me to date because niggas automatically think when I say some fly shit like that, oh, you saying that because you a poet. What the fuck? I can't say nothing. Like, I have to say basic as 1 + 1 shit. I cannot get deep. But then that right there lets me know that that's not my person either, because I need somebody to understand me on a mental level. My mental, it goes deep. Okay, real deep. It's beyond the podcast. It's beyond. I've always been a deep person. Even as a child, I just was always like that. So I wanted to know why was so many stars in the atmosphere. Like, these are things that I explore in my free time. So as an adult, I can't talk to somebody who doesn't meet me on a deeper mental level. So when I'm again asking these things to protect myself, and not only that, I have a son. You know what I'm saying? So I need to make sure that the person that I'm asking these questions to and I'm having these type of conversations with, that they can be a resource for my son. Like, I can't
coexist.
have no fucking airhead leading my son. Like, it's I can't. But not only that, I can't have an airhead leading me. Yeah. Okay. Because he's the patriarch of the household. I can't have him
a
fucking airhead.
I like that, though.
I can't.
Because you got to let a man lead for real. So, and like you say, you got to be right to be able to lead me, basically.
100%. So. And I've stepped out of what I was raised to do. Like, that episode with my mother was so deep that it really opened up my eyes to things that I thought I knew, but it was like, no, sitting there talking with her, I'm like, oh, I gotta break me down and build me back up, because one day I do plan on having a husband, and I don't want to be too independent or too much of a know-it-all that my man can't exist in my space. Like, oh, you know everything, I can't teach you nothing. Like, oh, I don't want that. Like, I'm a learner, I'm a student, 100%. I want to be with somebody who can teach me.
Could you be the assertive in the relationship?
So you want to know something? The live podcast, the guy from Dirty Talks, he was like, I was telling him how, I think that I'm an alpha. I know that I am, right? I'm very, very assertive, very independent. I'm very just proactive. Like, I have alpha traits. And he was like, well, do you think that you need an alpha man, or could you exist with a beta man? And I'm like,
right, because what you
I
think?
don't know. It depends, though. Like, I feel like,
what if that beta man, he got his thing going on. He bring in good income.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Y'all can still have fun together. You know what I mean? But it's
don't-
just overall.
I just think for me, because I've been alpha for so long, like even as a teenager, an early adult, like I've been alpha for so long that it's almost like one of those things that I just want to take a break from. Like to just allow somebody else to do it, because I also don't want to be this control freak. Like I don't want to look at it the wrong way. Like if you're beta, you're beta. That's cool. But I don't want you to be alpha and I'm trying to overpower your alpha. Like I think that two alphas can exist. And I think that maybe with me being alpha, maybe my balance is a beta. Right? But I don't know, y'all. I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't got there yet. I'm just now getting to a point where I'm okay with being alone. So
no,
like
it's
I really am. Like for the last, I'll be 31. I've been in a relationship, a serious one. Sorry to my high school sweetheart. I know you love me. I've always loved you. We love each other. But adulthood, I've been in some sort of a relationship since I was 20 years old.
Oh, okay.
So this is I would say like 29 is when I decided that I genuinely do not want to be in. Like I just want to relearn myself. I want to unlearn those bad habits. This is recent.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I don't know. Maybe I can't have a beta. Maybe I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I really am.
I mean, what are your main things that you would look for in a guy at this point?
Protection. Okay. Right? Because I feel like in my life, I've always had to protect myself from a man, whether it was physical or mentally or emotional. So 100%, I need to feel safe with you, because me feeling safe with you will allow me to do so many things. I will share my dreams with you. I'll share my kid with you. Yeah. Like I'll share me with you. So protection, 100%. I need somebody who is, like, even if you don't understand right off the back, I need you to be willing. Like, I need you to be willing to do a lot of things. Like, let's say, like, even financially, let's say you're up one day and then you're down, and I need you to be willing to go back out there and get it. Like, willing. Somebody that's willing to work it out, willing to communicate, willing to make this work, willing to compromise. Like, I need somebody that's willing. So protection, somebody that's willing, somebody I can trust, right? Because you just can't trust anybody these days. I need to be able to trust you as a unit, even if, like, let's say we don't get married, it doesn't work out, but in the present day when we're encompassing each other's space, I need to be able to trust you. Yeah. Like, because if I don't trust you, I'll protect myself against you. I'm gonna have this wall built up. I don't want no wall built up against the man that I'm with. Like, I think that a lot of people, we are put here to be with each other, right? So I don't want to throw that out. Like, it's cool to focus on yourself, love yourself, all that's cool, but it's better when you got somebody to share this life with. Like, so I don't want to X that out, but I need to be able to trust you. We need to be able to talk. We need to be able to, because otherwise I'm gonna shit you out and I'm gonna be under a rock and you're gonna be trying to find out why I'm under this rock. I know we went over, but we gonna wrap this up. I'm usually an alarm clock. What's my time? But you looked at me. You put your feet up. What's my time? Okay, what's my time? Oh! You the longest episode I had. It's fine, though. It's fine. I'm keeping it. No, I'm keeping it.
You want to get through your cards?
No. I'm through them. We
all right,
no,
cool.
but what were you going to say, though? So those are my top three.
Okay.
100%. Protection, I need you to protect me. Not just...
But what about just personality stuff? Like,
I'm outgoing, right? I'm a very extroverted
Does the guy got to be outgoing with you, or can he be a guy who kind of wants to stay home, you know?
So, I'm going to say this.
But he's cool with you doing your thing, though.
I'm going to say this. That has to be it. He has to not be able to, he has to not want to change who I am at core. Because what I've learned about being an extroverted person and being in a relationship with introverted people is they don't understand you as an extrovert. So they'll try to put you in a box and they'll try to be like, why are you doing this, or why you know this person, or da-da-da-da. If you're not extroverted and you're not really, you're socially awkward, you don't really like to be around a whole bunch of people, I'm okay with that. But I don't want you to try to change who I am. No. Now, if I had to have my choice, like if God said choose, I want somebody that's just as lit as me. Okay, because it's just, I'm going to tell you what's the most awkward thing is when you have somebody that's real introverted like that and you bring them around everybody and they just like.
Yeah, that happens.
My father is a DJ, okay? My mother danced for the radio station. I have always had this outgoing person. My son is outgoing. My son will walk in this room right now and be like, Corinne, you know my mom? You my best friend. Like, he's like that. So I'm like that. I can walk in a room and not know anybody. And by the end of the night, I have made this many connections because of my personality. If my man is not like that, I get that, right? But don't try to put me in a box and try to change me.
No, you gotta let each other be yourself.
And I want to kick it with my man. Can we go to the club? Like, can we? Like, I want to sing the rap song, and you not feel like I'm doing too much. Like,
now, if it's girls coming up to him, talking to him in the club and stuff,
I'm gonna tell you this. The only problem that I have with that is when women. I have a problem with women knowing a man, and they don't have to know his girl, right? But they don't greet her. They don't acknowledge her.
Yeah.
That is a problem for me. If I didn't know Ashley and I just knew you and y'all was together, and I just so happened to see you first, hey, Corinne, how you doing? Oh, this your girl. Oh, I don't give a fuck who. I probably don't know who she is. It's just respectful to just greet the person that you're with.
And then sometimes girls won't speak to you like me, or rather, if she there, it's like, damn, like if she wasn't here, we'd be cool. Like, we'd be cool. She cool. Like, she not on that. That's what I like about her too, a whole lot. Like, she's not. She's very secure. Like, 100%. We're both very secure within ourselves in a relationship.
But that's what it be. I can't deal with. My man can be introverted. He can't be insecure.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's it. You be introverted. You don't have to. Maybe the club isn't your thing.
That's
not
what I'm saying.
That it's my thing. It's not. But from time to time, I like a ratchet kick it. I'm like,
right.
I like to do a little ratchet with my friends. I'm not gonna lie, but I would love to have my man right there, and I'm standing on couches, and he like, she can do whatever she want. I would love that, and we go home, and there's no problem. I done been in a spot, and again, I'm popular. I've always been popular, and I done got too many hugs that night. I done had to answer to why this many people hug me. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I'm not about to explain to you why I have male friends, because I do. Yeah. I have a lot of people that show me love when I'm out, like especially if I don't go out for a long time. Oh no, let me not go out for 4 months. Like right now, let's say I don't go out to the summer. Yeah. If I go out in the summer, it is a big old celebration, and I can appreciate that. But I can't have a man who doesn't understand that.
As long as they understand, because I don't think they both gotta be outgoing. Because sometimes it ain't gonna be like that.
Sometimes the balance is needed. Maybe I don't need you to be as out there as me, right? Because considering what I do, I have to be kind of out there.
Sure,
I couldn't imagine doing this and being somebody who didn't like people.
Yeah.
That just doesn't, or being a nurse and I don't like people. It doesn't make sense to me. So everything that I do in my life aligns with who I am as a person. When I go in with my patients, I'm out there. Hey, how you doing? I'm Shaquila. I'm your nurse for the day. Anything that you need, if you just want to talk and I got the time, I'll come in here. I'll sit with you. You want to walk around the hospital, I'm going to walk with you. Like, I'm that person. But I'm that person on and off the net. Like, I'm not just this person on the internet. A lot of people be like, oh, I wonder if she just like that on the internet. No, I've had people literally ask my friends, like, is she like that in real life? Yeah. Like, I'm like that. So, yeah, I don't need it. He just can't be insecure. You can be introverted, right? I don't mind you not liking people. I'm cool, but you can't be insecure.
I agree.
Cannot deal with insecure.
I agree.
So, I know we went over. Hey, listen, Karan is the only person. Karan's the only person I have let go over time. I usually be like, oh, we at 35 minutes. He be like, oh, you at 33. You at 42. No, and I'm keeping the entire episode. But last thing I want to say, y'all know at the beginning of the episode, I congratulated him and his wife on their new bundle of joy. So what are some values before we go that you want to instill? What do you want? First of all, you want a daughter or a son? I'm going for team boy. I'm a boy mom.
Team boy?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to lean toward one way, it'd be a boy.
Okay.
I like girls a whole lot, but it'd be a boy just to kind of get it out the way, so I can have my boy.
Have a daddy's girl.
But
I think you is.
We gonna see.
She gonna look just like Ashley. Okay, so what are some values right now, top 3 that you want to instill in that little baby?
Ooh, well, I definitely want him to believe in higher. Higher power, believe in God. That's number 1 off top. I want him to have respect, love and respect for just people in general, elders, people in general. And I just want him or her.
He's saying him, y'all. He's saying him.
Him or her to just know that they can do anything that they want and actually go for it and just know it's there. I don't want them to be insecure and feeling like they can't do something. You know what I mean? Have an open mind. Just be spiritually connected and willing to learn and respectful, and they, they gonna shoot to the moon.
100%. Well, number one, I'm praying for a boy. I'm a boy mom, y'all. I don't know what I would do with a daughter, so I can't speak for girl moms, but I want them to have a little thing. But if you have a daughter, just a beautiful,
we have a boy,
blessed, healthy baby. That's what we go
Absolutely.
with. That
Absolutely.
is respectful, believes in God, knows that they can have anything in this world. First of all, I'm so happy that you came. I'm excited.
I'm so happy to be here. I am very happy to be here.
Okay, this conversation was good. Like, this was great.
Yeah.
And I hope that anybody that's watching, male or female, you just took notes, you took heed, because, this is the man with the plan. Mr. That's Major. He is so major. He is major.
That's major.
Okay. With that said, y'all, we have reached our time. We've been reached our time, but whatever.
It's good guys out there. Trust me, it's good guys out there. I'm telling you.
Still exist. If y'all thought that
just can't go for the same dude over and over. Ask those questions early.
Do different shit. Okay, that's the bottom line. And this is a Nurse Key podcast, and I will see you guys next week.
Thank
you.